Today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the most expensive Pokemon card auctions of the week. This is via Fanatics Collect or the PWCC Marketplace. The most expensive Pokemon card auctions for the weekly Sunday auction 133, which I believe would have ended last week. I don't quite recall the specific day, but it would have been last Sunday, and as of recording this, it is August 11th. So I guess that would have been around August 4th. So let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the top 24 most expensive Pokemon card auctions. So starting off at number 24, we have the 2012 Japanese Black and White Plasma Gale Secret Rare Charizard, which scored a PSA Gem Mint 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at this card. It is a beautiful card. I believe this comes from the XY era, the Black and White era. There we go. Yeah, it literally says the Black and White era. And yeah, it's a secret rare in English, I think. It's also a secret rare, I guess, in this set. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look, see if it deserves a 10. Beautiful card to begin with, just as an overall aesthetic. And everything looks pretty great. I've said it before, but with these Japanese cards, the card stock is just impeccable compared to the English card stock. It's built like titanium. You can barely do anything to it. So yeah, it is pretty sweet. I believe it's deserving of the 10. This card sold for $3,360 and received a total of 23 bids. Then for number 23, we have the 1996 Japanese base set no rarity symbol holographic Charizard, which scored a PSA 7 near mint. So what we've kind of gone over this in the past in these videos, but basically down here there's no star showing its rare symbol. So yeah, hence the no rarity. It's obviously an error card, so it will fetch a higher price. Received a PSA 7, which I always like to see that it's a little bit more fair in its grading here. I believe if you look at my mouse cursor, there's some black specks in the top right corner over here. That is likely not on the case, that's probably on the card. It looks like there's some stuff over here too, unless that's just on my computer monitor, but I don't think so. I think that is actually on the case. And then, yeah, you can see the back is pretty scuffed up. There's whitening, there's white specks, so probably deserving of the 7. This card sold for $3,360 and received a total of 33 bids. Then at number 22, we have the 2002 Neo Destiny First Edition Shining Mewtwo. This also scored a PSA 10, which means it's a fantastic card. A Shining Mewtwo, a PSA 10, First Edition. You know this is a formula for success here in terms of value. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Here's the Neo Destiny Shining Mewtwo. Beautiful card. Everything looks great on the front. First ed, meaning that this card is a lot more expensive. And if we look at the back, it's not bad. I think it's a weak 10. There's definitely a lot of whitening in this top left corner over here. The top right's not horrible. Bottom right's fine. Bottom left is okay. But yeah, there's just a lot of whitening going on over here. A lot of white specks. We've seen worse as a 10. But it's definitely a weaker 10, I would say. So I don't know whether I would put it at a 9 or a 10, maybe a 9, but that's just me. It probably would have gotten a 9.5 if graded with something that had the 0.5. So I guess there's that. But this card sold for $3,600 and received a total of 31 bids. Then for number 21, we have the 2002 Neo Destiny First Edition Holographic Shining Tyranitar. So we are kind of continuing with the theme. This scored a PSA Gem Mint 10, so again, another fantastic, perfect condition card. We will be the judges of that. Here's Shining Tyranitar, first ed, beautiful card, holy moly. Take a look at that, and let's look at the back. See, this is more deserving of a 10. You can see there's nothing going on in the top left, nothing going on in the top right. Bottom right is fine, bottom left is perfect. This is a strong 10, the last one we saw. Very weak 10, probably should have gotten a 9 in my opinion, but definitely not bad on this card. Deserving of the 10, it sold for $3,600 and received a total of 32 bids. We move on to number 20, we have the 2016 Japanese XY promo, special box full art Luigi Pikachu. Take a look at that, this is the Luigi Pikachu. They had the Luigi and the Mario Pikachu promo cards, and they are pretty much legendary kind of pickups if you manage to acquire them. They're highly sought after, highly valuable cards. This is, yeah, the Luigi version. Like I said, there's a Mario version. Came in a Japanese promo box. The box itself is very expensive, which is cool. But yeah, here is the card. It scored a PSA 10. We'll be the judge of that. For starters, this is a beautiful looking front. Absolutely amazing in the back. Back looks pretty spectacular again. built like steel, the Japanese card stock, so probably not going to see much on that. This card sold for $3,720 and received a total of 30 bids. Then number 19, we have the 2016 Japanese XY Mega Charizard Special Box Poncho Pikachu. So if you're not familiar, the Poncho Pikachu cards are, again, highly sought after, highly expensive cards. They are very, very coveted within the community. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of value to these. I don't know if these go alongside the Mario and Pikachu cards. The Mario and Pikachu, Mario and Luigi cards, I guess. But yeah, they're definitely around the same time. XY era promos definitely killed it. This one scored a PSA 10. We'll go ahead and be the judge of that. You have Pikachu wearing the Charizard poncho. And then, yeah, the back looks great. Again, not going to reiterate how good the card stock is. It sold for $3,960 and received a total of 24 bids. Then at number 18, we have the 2016 Japanese XY Special Box Poncho Pikachu, which also scored a PSA Gem 10. So yeah, it's kind of the same aesthetic as the previous one, but slightly different. This is the, I guess, it looks like Charizard again, or is this Lucario? I actually don't know. Yeah, this is the Charizard. This is from, yeah, the X, Pokemon X and Y. So if you play the games, I believe Y, which is the one we just saw, has a different Mega Evolution for Charizard. And then if you played X, it's this aesthetic for the Mega Evolution of Charizard. So I personally like the X aesthetic better, which is this one. It's the blue and black Charizard. Looks amazing. Beautiful looking card. Scored a PSA Gem 10. No complaints, don't see anything wrong with this card. Let's go ahead and take a look at its value. It sold for $4,200, which is more than this one, but I guess, again, I think other people are kind of in the same mindset that this, the X Mega Evolution Charizard is more aesthetically appealing, I guess, than the Y. So maybe that could be why, and it received a total of 23 bids. We move on to number 17. So we have the 1996 Japanese base set no rarity symbol holographic Venusaur, which scored a PSA Mint 9. So we saw the Charizard, which I think scored a 7. This one scored a 9, so that's why there's a lot more value there. Pretty similar to what we saw before. It's the holographic Venusaur, so obviously a really coveted card from base set, and there's no rarity symbol in the bottom right. There's no star, so it therefore is another error card. So that's why it is a pretty valuable piece in my opinion. Looking at the back, yeah, nothing wrong with it. No complaints. Not really a weak 10 at all, or a weak 9. If anything, I've seen 10s on this list, wink wink, that looked way worse than this, so I'm not sure why it got the 9. Maybe there's some surface damage that we can't see. That's another thing I've discussed here before. It's incredibly difficult to tell surface with these scans just because we can't really see much of what's going on. So we just kind of have to take it at face value for centering, edges, and corners. This card sold for $4,560 and received a total of 34 bids. At number 16, we have the 2005 EX Deoxys holographic Latios. This is the Gold Star, which for some reason I don't think it really points out in the title, but it's the Gold Star Latios. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't explicitly state it. And it scored a CGC Gem Mint 10. It has a CGC population 1 of 5, which is amazing. If you've watched these before, you know I love the Gold Stars. I love when they pop up on our lists. Such a fantastic piece for the collection. Let's go ahead and take a look. The front looks great. Beautiful looking card. No complaints there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Back is not bad. Not bad at all. I would say it's like probably not a weak 10, right? It's not a strong 10, but it's not a weak 10, so I guess we'll just go a 10. I don't know. But top left corner doesn't look horrible. A little bit of whitening. Top right's okay. Bottom right's okay. Bottom left is fine. Really can't judge it too much based off of that. It sold for $4,680 and received a total of 33 bids. Then at number 15, we have, I was gonna make the Burger King foot lettuce joke. That would have been, whatever. We have the 2016 Japanese XY promo special box full art Mario Pikachu. So we saw Luigi way back when in this list. Now it's Mario. I guess the Mario fetches a better price because Mario's potentially more iconic than Luigi. I don't know, maybe a controversial take, but yeah, we have the Mario Pikachu, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look. Again, similar aesthetic to the Luigi Pikachu. If I remember correctly, The Luigi Pikachu, did it have the Haunted Mansion behind him? I'm not sure. I feel like it did, but this is Mario Pikachu over here. Pretty cool. PSA 10. Looks great. Yeah, maybe also too because the colors are a little more different. They're a little stronger. It's maybe trickier to tell if there's not good things happening with the back of this card, but again, card stock is superior, so maybe that could be why. This card sold for $5,280 and received a total of 22 bids. Then at number 14, we have the 2022 Japanese Sword and Shield Lost Abyss Alternate Art Giratina V, which scored a BGS Pristine 10, which is amazing, a Beckett Black label. So yeah, this is probably the newest card that we've seen on this list, the latest release of cards. This obviously comes from the English set of Lost Origin. This is the coveted Giratina Alt Art, which I think is the second most expensive card coming straight out of Sword and Shield era, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and take a look. So yeah, if you are unfamiliar, a black label, Beckett Black label, BGS Pristine 10 is centering 10, edges 10, corners 10, surface 10. I think one of them can be 9.5. I don't think two of them can be though. I'm not entirely sure. But for example, if centering was a 9.5, I would still get the Beckett Black label. But yeah, this is a perfect card by Beckett's standards. Let's go ahead and take a look. Everything looks great to me. Nothing I can really tell there. It's an awesome looking card. This card sold for $5,520 and received a total of 30 bids. Then at number 13, we have another 2016 Japanese XY promo special box full art Mario Pikachu. This one sold for a little more money though, which kind of feels bad for the other guy who listed this up for auction, eh? This one sold for $6,000, received a total of 25 bids. I'm pretty sure the other one was not. Yeah, wow, holy, what a discrepancy there. Why the difference? I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, this one scored a PSA 10. I don't know. We'll take a look at it. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see anything any different. No, I think the other guy just got shafted, to be honest with you, whoever listed that one. There was money left on the table, but yeah, $6,000, 25 bids. All right, at number 12, and I believe this marks the halfway mark. This is the halfway mark for our list. This is the 2010 Japanese design promo third grade winner Illusions Zoroark, which scored a PSA 10. Pretty sure we've seen this before on one of these lists, so I don't remember the comps though. I don't remember what it would have sold at. It was higher up on the list. Could have been probably around this level. I'm not sure, but we have seen this before. Essentially, yeah, I guess the title says it all. A third grade student submitted this artwork and I guess won, and it's featuring Zoroark, and it was printed on a card. And usually the stuff like this, the illustrator, the winning promo cards of something, they usually fetch a really nice price on the secondhand market. So yeah, we've 2010, looks great. Zoroark, this is obviously the black and white era. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Back looks fantastic, yeah. It deserves the PSA 10 for sure. This card sold for $6,300 and received a total of 30 bids. Then at number 11, we have the 2010 Japanese Design Contest Korakoro winner Illusions Zoroark. So this is another Zoroark. Maybe the competition was everybody has to draw Zoroark or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, this, honestly, I thought it was a Ho-Oh card at first. This scored a PSA 10, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you see Ho-Oh here, I guess, battling Zoroark. Not bad artwork for, I guess, it doesn't necessarily say that it's a third grade. I guess whatever Koro is, that is likely what it is. Could be a school, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's Zoroark seemingly battling Ho-Oh. Looks good, I guess, yeah. And then we look at the back. Back looks fine. Sold for $6,600 and received a total of 26 bids. Then at number 10, we have the 2001 Neo Discovery First Edition Holographic Umbreon. This scored a PSA Gem Mint 10. Chef's Kiss, this is a beautiful card. I love this card. I'm a big Evolutions fan. Love the WotC era. Love Umbreon. So this is probably one of my chase cards for sure. Let's get a closer look. I'm pretty sure you can see a wicked swirl right here. That is definitely a booster for sure. And yeah, I mean, front looks fantastic. Love this art. This is the OG Moonbreon, by the way. This is what many people consider to be the Moonbreon. So yeah, and then we go to the back. Back looks fine. I wouldn't necessarily say it's anything below a 10. Top left looks great. Top right's a little bit of whitening. Bottom right's fine. Bottom left's fine. So sure, PSA 10, sold for $6,600 and received a total of 30 bids. Then at number 9, we have a 2006 EX Dragon Frontiers holographic Charizard Gold Star, which scored a CGC Gem Mint 10. Beautiful card, holy moly. Definitely, if you're a Charizard fan, if you're a Gold Star fan, if you're a Delta Species fan, I am all three of those. This is a card for you, for sure. Great artwork. You got his Fire Blast coming out of the card art a little bit. Fantastic stuff. You love to see it. Scored a CGC Gem Mint 10. Front looks good. Let's look at the back. Back looks alright. Little bit of specks in each corner, but I guess not enough to bring it down. You have a little white speck top left, top right, bottom left. I think the left side is a little harsher than the right side, but whatever. CGC Gem Mint 10. I don't know. I'm not a grader. This card sold for $6,900 and received a total of 20 bids. Alright, then at number 8, we have the 2012 Japanese Black and White promo Super Rare Card Set Get Giratina EX. I don't know what I'm reading there. Super Rare Card Set Get. Sure. Why not? I guess that's the name of the promo, something like that. I don't know. If you know, I'd love to know, but kind of beyond me. But anyways, it's a Giratina EX promo card. This is from 2012, so it's the black and white era. Looks fantastic. Card itself looks great. There's a lot of dust on it, so obviously can't account that for whitening. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Back looks pretty phenomenal, I would say. Again, what's dust, what's whitening? Most likely dust, but yeah, this card sold for $8,100 and received a total of 19 bids. Now, this next one, as somebody who loves the XY full art cards, this is definitely one of my chase cards. It's just so expensive, probably out of my range. This is the 2017 Japanese XY promo Team Rocket Special Case Giovanni Scheme, which scored a PSA 10. So I believe for the 2017, which I actually don't know. Yeah, that would not have been for the 20th anniversary, but maybe it was in part due to it. I don't know, but Pokemon released this really awesome Team Rocket themed briefcase, which had this card and I think a few others inside of it. And yeah, but this is like the really big one. This one is fantastic. It's obviously Giovanni, full art trainer card with Persian. It's beautiful. And that case alone is very expensive nowadays. But this card, yeah, scored a PSA 10. Let's get a closer look at it. It is Japanese, so more than likely it probably is deserving of a PSA 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. Back looks great. Yeah, this could be a literal like pack fresh or case fresh card, right? Because it's not too hard to acquire. It's expensive, but I'm sure they're out there. This card sold for $8,700 and received a total of 26 bids. We move on to the 6th most expensive card coming from this weekly auction. This is the 1999 base set Shadowless First Edition Thick Stamp Holographic Charizard, which received an autograph, BAS, I'm assuming that's just Beckett, authenticated, whatever. BGS 8.5 is what it scored. So yeah, I think because there's an autograph, we don't necessarily get to see what the actual grading kind of scale was, which is fine. Unless it's on the back, we'll find out. But yeah, this scored a... okay, so it's the artist. It's the artist who drew this one, I'm sorry, I just can't read it from here. Mitsuhiro Arita? Yeah, okay. The name is familiar. Yeah, this is the Charizard. I guess the illustrator is the one who essentially just did the autograph. This scored an 8.5. Looks great. It's a thick stamp, which means that the stamp itself is a little bit more pronounced to put on there. And we look at the back. Yeah, okay, so the back does have all that stuff. Surface scored an 8, which is funny because it's the one we can't see at all. There's definitely a lot going on here on the edges and stuff. Corners got an 8.5. Yeah, edges got an 8.5. I think I would have given the edges a little bit. I think the edges probably an 8. Surface got an 8, so I guess 8.5 makes sense. And yeah, we take a look at the front. Beautiful looking card. First edition, Shadowless, holographic Charizard. Setting yourself up for success there. Signed by, yeah, it literally says here, Mitsuhiro Arita. So just made a fool of myself before. This card sold for $9,300 and received a total of 41 bids. Then at number 5, we have the 1999 base set holographic Charizard, which scored a CGC Pristine 10. This has a CGC population of 12. This one is kind of cool because it's not necessarily more rare than the other one, but I guess because it got a pristine 10, it is placed higher in value. But yeah, this is the Charizard, pretty plain and simple. The back looks great. This is likely pack fresh if I had to guess, just because people are still pulling base set, right? Especially with that CT scanner, am I right? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. Probably pack fresh if I had to guess. This card sold for $9,600 and received a total of 40 bids. Then the fourth most expensive card to come out of this lot is the 2017 Japanese XY promo Team Rocket Special Case FA Team Rocket. So full art, I guess, is what that is. Yeah, so this would be the next card, or one of the other cards, to come out of the Team Rocket case. I don't recall if there's more. I want to say there's 3. I could be wrong. But this one is also a really awesome card. Again, another one coveted by me, a XY full art collector myself. But let's take a look at this card. It looks fantastic. Something about the eyes of Jesse and James that's almost like the Uncanny Valley, where you know it's not quite right, but I guess that's just the way it is. So anyways, beautiful artwork though. Take a look at that. Plus they're wearing black, right? They usually wear white in the anime. Let's look at the back. Back looks fantastic. Again, probably pulled fresh from the case. This card scored, obviously, PSA 10, sold for $9,900 and received a total of 25 bids. All right, we are in the top 3, and I love this card. It's one of my, honestly, I think it's my favorite card of all time. It is the 2003 Skyridge holographic Crystal Charizard, which scored a CGC Gem Mint 10. I love the Crystal Pokemon. I love the WotC era. I love holographic cards. My personal opinion, even though it's funny, I am like I said, I love to collect full art, X and Y, black and white, etc. But I loved when times were simpler and the best pulls were holographics, right? Where you would pull a holographic and you're like, this is the one, this is the best as it gets, right? Now it's like convoluted. You have trainer gallery, you have holographic, you have full arts, you have EXs, GXs, Vs, VMAXs, Terrasilize, right? There's so much, which is cool, right? As a collector, as a ripper, like you kind of want those odds of just pulling, I guess, tiers of value. But I will say that, yeah, there is a time where just the simplicity is missed, right? But this scored a CGC Gem Mint 10. Let's go ahead and take a look at this card in general. Beautiful, holy moly, take a look at that. Let's look at the back. Yeah, I mean, everything looks great to me. Definitely not a weak 10. This card sold for $10,200. Dollars, I don't know why I stuttered there, and received a total of 47 bids. Moving on to the second most expensive card, it is a 1999 base set Shadowless first edition thick stamp holographic Charizard, which scored a BGS 8.5, which is weird because, sorry, I might go back to this one. It's the same thing, right? Except this one got a BGS 8.5 and it's autoed, so I'm not sure. Unless I'm missing something, I might be. I'm not sure why the auto would sell less, but maybe because this one's like a stronger 8.5, probably. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look. It got a centering 9, edges 8, corners 8.5, surface 8.5. It just scored better on centering, so that is kind of strange. I'm probably missing something, right? First ed, holographic, shadowless, thick stamp, Charizard. Recipe for success, we've seen it before. The back, yeah, back looks kind of brutal, but whatever. Yeah, a lot of whitening. I think it's more deserving of an 8. I don't think I would give it an 8.5. If anything, like a 7.5 even, but I think we've just established that I'm a pretty harsh grader if I were ever to become a grader. This card sold for $10,800 and received a total of 44 bids. All right, and the very last card on this list, the most expensive card to come out of the weekly auction lot, number 133, we have the 2002 E-Card Sample Pikachu, which scored a PSA Gem Mint 10. This is sick. I have no idea what sample, like where the sample part comes from. I'm assuming it's like a sample from the testing the e-reader, right? Like it might be a test card where they tested the e-reader's abilities. I'm not sure, but this is a beautiful card. Obviously, it's Pikachu, iconic card. This is an older PSA label as well, 2002. This is amazing. Wow. Yeah, I'm like, at a loss for words. I don't really know what to say here. Look how beautiful this card is. We take a look at the back. This scored it scored 10, right? Yeah. Again, built like titanium, the back of these cards, so definitely not nothing to complain about there. It is the older label, which is always very fascinating. Looks great. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. It's a beautiful card. I'm not entirely sure what sample means, but I'm gonna guess it's used to test, right? This card sold for $15,600, not bad at all, and received a total of 55 bids. All right, and with that, thus concludes the top 24 most expensive auctions to come out of the weekly Sunday auction lot. Number 133, which again would be last Sunday, which I believe is August 4th. That's when the auctions would have concluded. We saw some fantastic cards, some new ones, some familiar ones, lots of Charizards as per usual. But yeah, that was awesome. Definitely, I love seeing the new cards, right? The new cards that I haven't quite seen before, like that sampled Pikachu. There's some illustration cards, etc. Just fantastic stuff. The Giovanni and the Team Rocket was also an amazing little treat to get to witness. What did you think of this week's auction lot? What prices surprised you? What prices were you like, oh, it's a little weird? I'd love to know. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one.